had hidden.
Aren't we fancy? Hello.
Here. Get it on. Thank you. Yep.
Send out some notifications.
Wow, you're sending out notifications. Good shit. Man. Oh shit, we're live.
We are live.
Oh shit. Oh, we were doing an intro. Okay. We're live. Welcome.
You told me to just send it.
Was there a title?
Yeah.
Oh, what'd you put it? What's the title?
It is Midweek Madness List from Hell.
It is a list from hell. Midweek Madness.
Yes, it is a list from hell.
All right, guys, welcome to the lounge. We're gonna cut this shit up. I don't. We say this every week, but I'm gonna try and cut this shit up. So, got audio. Gonna release my special cigar. You ready?
It is a factory smoke.
God. You cheap bastard.
You cheap bastard. But if I use a really nice cutter and lighter,
Makes a difference.
does it make it?
Yeah, it's a world of difference. Makes the smoke better, first off. Get a good cut on it. Get some good heat into it. Shit, bitch.
And how cold it is. Chilly.
It's a little chilly, a little brisk.
Got a new ashtray for Christmas. It's a stinky. It's awesome.
Stinky.
It's a deep bowl.
All right, so we need to get into this.
Let it rip then.
We've got 4,000 cigars to go over.
In 1 hour.
In 1 hour.
And
I couldn't
we
even
will
name
be
them all up.
smoking every single one of them in that 1 hour.
So we got a list of all the 2023s that we smoked this year. Now, a lot of these, not all three of us smoked,
Good job.
but there's a good chunk that we all three smoked. So instead of ranking them in order this year, we're just going to give the list, and then we're going to give our top three, our personal top three for each one, for each of us. And that'll give you an idea of,
We're going to group them.
we're going to group them.
So we're going to group 25.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then we're
But we
gonna
got a
pick
lot
our
more than
top three.
25.
Yeah, so we gotta bring it down.
Right, on the fly.
On the fly, we gotta
Jesus
bring it down
Christ.
from like 60 to 25.
Okay.
So,
Let's start. You want to
Okay,
start?
yeah, well, you start.
Room 101, Big Payback. What do we know about this one, Micah?
So the Payback series was something that Room 101 kind of really hit off on the right foot, like I would say, was it 6 years ago? And out of nowhere, they decided to just discontinue the paybacks, and everyone was like all uppity and everything. And I remember some of the cigar shops were like, man, this fucking sucks, because that was one of my, it was like one of my, it was like one of my best selling cigars.
Yep.
And then they finally, after I guess a lot of coercion, they decided, hey, we're going to bring it back. And they decided to do that, and then also release it in like a handful of new big ass sizes. And I have smoked a payback. I can't remember if I've smoked the big payback.
I have. I know for a fact I
They're
have.
still very solid.
They're
I know
very
that.
good. Yeah, it's equivalent, I would say. I think they were gone so much, like so long, that it's not going to have its same charm. Plus, there's a lot of good cigars out
A
now.
lot.
So you're not going to hit as hard. Still worth a smoke, though. Group 25?
I'd probably say no.
Yo, it's the first one.
Yeah.
You're going to say no, but we got to put one up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to write these down as group 25 just in your notes?
And here we'll just do. Continue.
There'll be 25 of the year. What's the next on the list?
Okay. VA Super Shot. Super Shot.
Fantastic. Very spicy, boys. If you like pepper and you like leather and you just like those very classic harsh flavors, that is all the super shots are. The 10 gauge, the 12 gauge, the buckshot, all of them. Every single one of them, they are incredibly spicy,
I've had one.
and that's it. That's
Yeah.
literally the flavor notes of everything with just
slapping
spice.
the face with spice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good
They're
day.
not strong, but they're very spicy.
Have a good day. Go fuck yourself.
Sugar tits in the house.
How's it going? Number 2. That's number 2 right now because we haven't even got through 25. So.
Number 3 is the Johnny Tobacconut.
This one was hyped like a motherfucker.
I liked it.
It was good. I will give it that. But the amount of hype I saw on social media about this is exactly why we don't have.
And I still see it on
advertising.
Instagram at least once a day.
Oh yeah.
So
it's huge.
I think it's strictly because that band is so fucking good.
It is.
That
excellent.
band is probably one of the better designed bands that I've seen in a long time.
It's all spacey.
It's all
and-
spacey. It's got that right amount of cartoony.
And you can recognize it from 30 feet away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
know when you see that gold and black, you know that's a Johnny Tobacconut. Like you know that's what that is.
And just so everybody knows, we smoked, I would say 98% of these on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So if you go back, you can see all of these from November of last year to now. So just heads up. And this November started the 2024s.
Yeah.
Just so you keep up with it.
Um,
That's number, I would put that at 1.
Yeah,
You guys think 1
that's fine.
right now? That's another Room 101 too.
So we have another Room 101 14th anniversary.
Now, I am
Pretty
a Room 101 fanboy. I absolutely love Room 101 cigars. The big problem with Room 101 cigars is they are very expensive.
Super.
Super expensive. However, out of nowhere, they decided to release the 14th anniversary alongside the Miami Snow. The Miami Snow is like $6. Fantastic cigar.
Did we put that on this list?
I don't think so.
I don't think
we
so.
did.
So we're going to talk
Um,
about that too.
They released the Miami Snow and the 14th anniversary at like, I think it was $10 or $11.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous because usually their anniversary ones, because I have smoked everything from Room 101 that I'm aware of. Usually their anniversaries, like the 13th anniversary, was like near the $20 mark. So having one come out half of that, pretty impressive. And it was a very good cigar, but it was not very complex for what you pay. And if I'm going to pay that, I'm going to go get something like a Kintsugi.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it's a little upsetting, a little bit of a letdown. So, I mean, it's still a good cigar to smoke, but you know, it's kind of whatever. Like he said, it's a bit mid.
4.
Yeah.
All right, so this next one I believe is our only entry from Rocky Patel this year, but they hit hard. It was the Rocky Patel Dark Star.
Now, I don't know if you guys want to include the DBS.
No, the DBS was very meh.
I thought it was like it came out last year.
It
like
technically
November last year.
It technically
It
did.
was close.
It was close. Yeah. It was on the edge. I think we mentioned it in last year's top 25. But Dark Star, I mean, these companies.
I love the hot chocolate. I love dark chocolate. I love the spice, the fruit, the dried fruit,
Mhm.
and that's kind of my.
The
my
Dark
jam
Star was
right
very
there.
good.
I really
liked the
liked
Dark
it.
Star.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if there's any company that can act like Call of Duty and come out with a new cigar every year, that's Rocky Patel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, niche?
Thanks for hanging out, Niche.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was one of my favorite cigars.
I would say it's probably number 2 right now.
You like the Tobacconut over the Dark Star.
I do. What do you think?
I think that Dark Star is probably my favorite of the year. So
Going 1? What about you?
yeah, so far.
I mean, I enjoyed the Dark Star. It was a very, very
this is
pleasant
whole
cigar.
this whole event is a reminiscence for us too. So
I have to dig deep to remember some of these cigars because some of them got very overshadowed by other cigars. The Dark Star was not one of the ones that got overshadowed at all. It was very good.
Well, let's put it on 1. Let's put it on 1.
Next,
moving on, a Rare Leaf Maduro.
This one only me and Filthy smoked.
I've
right?
smoked
Did
it,
you
yes.
smoke one? We smoked this at Cigar International.
Mm.
It was very, very good. I believe the score was an 18.5.
Something like
Somewhere
that.
really
yeah.
high. It was good. The construction quality is always amazing. I definitely, this has got to be close to the top.
I would put it near the top. The rare leaves in general have a really good quality control. It's kind of like, it kind of makes me remember when Oliva was good. Yeah, everybody notices it. You're not fooling anybody, Davidoff. But their quality control is fantastic. Their construction is always phenomenal, and they always come up with great blends. The blends might not always blow you out of your seat, but they're always solid blends.
Yeah.
That's my thing, is it doesn't have to blow me out of my seat as long as it's just good.
Yeah, it's solid. I mean, we're talking about cigars released this year,
Yeah.
not on a scale of all cigars that exist.
Mhm.
So you got to keep that in mind. Next one on the list,
where do we
we
want
just
to
slap that bitch in there.
Yeah.
What do you like, 3?
Yeah, we'll put it in there. That was the
Next one on this list, Filthy didn't smoke. Since he's on the phone, we'll talk about it. It's the Red Meat Lovers Porterhouse.
I loved
Yes,
that
it's a
thing.
cigar.
I love that fucking cigar. It's interesting seeing a lot of cigar companies as of late releasing cigars with meat as a flavor.
Definitely, yeah.
And honestly, I'm all for it, because I have actually really enjoyed every cigar that I've smoked that has the meatiness kind of flavoring to it.
Definitely.
So having one that's literally what it was blended for was phenomenal, and they did a great job.
Excellent.
So,
Yeah.
What was that?
That's the Red Meat Lovers Porterhouse, and I would say number 2.
yeah.
Trying to remember what the list is right now, but once we get a little higher up, it's not going to matter.
Yeah, it won't matter too much.
Right now we can go to our punch entry, the dad bod.
Yep.
That was disappointing.
This one.
I wanted to do
It
this
was
with Filthy.
disappointing.
That's
I still see that on Instagram, the band that has the tie.
That is the
coming
best part
down.
about it.
Yeah, that's
Is
yeah.
the tie.
Once you get rid of the band and you light it up, then it all goes downhill.
Punch is one of those companies that has a lot of potential, because I have smoked some punches that are very good, but every single time that I smoke any of their like newer stuff, I'm like, I go into it not expecting much, and they still let me down.
Yeah.
The last good punch I had was the Diablo.
I was just getting ready to say the Diablo is the one and only punch that I really keep going back to when I want one.
Yeah.
Knuckle Sandwich was Espinosa. What was that? They had another one, Knuckle Buster.
The Knuckle Buster was good.
It was decent.
The Knuckle Buster was good enough to not be something that I wouldn't be upset smoking. But things like the Chop Suey and the other Chinese takeout themed ones, those just
What was it,
not
the
good.
egg roll?
Yeah, the egg rolls. They were all just meh. And the dad bod, I was like, oh, maybe they got away from the Chinese takeout stuff, and like it was okay.
It came in a can.
It
though.
came in a beer
It came
can.
in
It was
can.
pretty funny.
It was borderline factory smoke.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, it was like a dressed up factory smoke.
And I mean, would I smoke one again? Yeah, if somebody gave me one, but like I'm not gonna go out and buy one again, because you cannot buy them in singles.
Mm-mm.
You can only buy them in a can of 5. And yes, I mean a actual like basically beer canister. So
All right, we have a top seed contender coming up next.
Placencia 151 Coseca.
Nice, you said it right. Hell yeah. Hey, I was waiting for some weird shit like Cosecha or something.
Coseca.
Watch your
the
language.
Placencia 151 Kuykendall.
It's the Coseca, fellas.
There we go. Look at that.
This shit's fire. It's the what is it? The
Still haven't
successor.
smoked mine. It's up there. I'm gonna smoke it. I'm just like waiting.
So you had the 146, then you had the 149.
Yep. And now
Then you have
go
the
up
151.
another 3.
Yeah, 151 Coseca is a banger. The 46 is a banger. The 49 is god tier.
Yeah, 49 was absolutely.
And the 51
phenomenal.
is awesome.
I want to know where Placencia is like, hey, guess what? So we're gonna release another one, but we're gonna make it 2 times better than the last one. And how do they keep doing that? Because like when I got to the 149, I was like, man, they can't do any better than this. So I'm excited for when I smoke my 151. And then, if it is as good as I definitely think it's going to be,
You're getting the premium flavors for the premium price.
exactly.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine what the 154 is going to be like. So it's going to be
We'll
awesome.
have to wait to see.
All right, moving on. Long
Number 1, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
oh,
I'll put that there.
long live the king of bar none.
This one is always hit and miss because these guys are rolled at the same factory as Adventura.
Yes.
And so Adventura is famous for, it's called Ventura. That's their company. They're famous for the Axis Moon die, the archetypes, all that, all those old school ones.
As well as the
Adventuras. Yeah. And they're banging, but this is kind of like the cheaper end, I would say. Archetypes are expensive. These are usually like $10, $12.
No, because they're still a Caldwell.
Yeah, it's just a weird cigar.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Weird.
They're
good.
weird. They're
weird.
decent. I know people that love them, but
There are people that swear by these cigars, and I can see it. But having the fortune to smoke as many different cigars as we have, we get to try a lot of different ones. And when you compare those cigars to other cigars that we smoke, even in the same year, it's no contest. So, I mean, they're decent, but
anything below the Plasencia.
oh yeah.
All right, off to another banger here.
Skip this next one.
Skip the next one for now.
Yep.
La Gloria 8th Street.
Gloria A Street. This is an early one that we'll have to remember. That's there was
a good lineup for La Gloria this year.
Yeah,
there really was.
One of them is the De Oro, and then you have the 8th Street, and in my opinion, they're very similar. I think that on the flavor profiles, they're almost identical. That's all I can add. It's Gloria, that they're kind of like whatever every year.
Yeah,
there's some bangers.
Yeah, they got
the
some good
Nicaraguan
ones.
series is really good. I know
Yeah.
you really like that one.
Yeah,
it's got strong leather. And the A Street, you got your leathers, you got your spice, and like sometimes you get it creamy out of it. But yeah, we'll put it in there. 6 something.
Okay.
that was the La Gloria 8th
Next
Street.
one, you might have to help me with this one. I don't even remember smoking this one. The L'Atelier Roxy.
No.
L'Atelier Roxy.
That is mine.
Okay.
I am the only
That's
one that smokes the
Gotcha.
Ateliers, Cavaliers. They are very unique cigars because every single one of these cigars has a gold leaf diamond on them.
Yep. And
they actually encourage you to smoke that. And every time I've smoked it, it is actually rather wild because it tastes like drinking champagne. So it's a good champagne. It's a champagne that I actually enjoy. So it's one of those things where you get this, hard. Some of them are a bit harsher. Some of them you'll get like the leather, wood, spices, things like that. And then towards the end, kind of like it's a dessert thing, a finisher, you get that champagne to kind of send off the cigar. And it's very good. However, they're incredibly hard to find. And they're also like $14 plus. So they're very expensive.
That's because they're made in Switzerland.
That is because
and I
they're
don't
made
smoke
Switzerland.
things made in Switzerland.
Enough said.
Enough said. Put it on the list wherever you want, not above 1.
Next one's the Christoph TAA 2023.
We all smoked this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I smoked this. I kind of like Christoph cigars.
This one's going to be a tough for people that aren't in Texas.
Right.
Because it is a Texas thing. Well, it's a southern thing, the TAA stuff. And the Christophs are surprisingly good. You get a lot of like dark chocolate notes and pepper.
And yeah,
Surprisingly, it goes well together.
and then on top of that, you add in their construction, and their construction is great almost every single time. I don't think I've had a Christoph yet that's ever like fallen apart on me, cracked or anything. So you get that along with the good flavor. So it's like an obvious choice.
Yep.
Next one here is the JFR 10x100.
We know what this tastes like. Me and Phil, didn't have to smoke this to know exactly how it tasted.
It tastes like butthole.
Thank you. The only reason it's on here is because it's 10 by 100 and Mike has smoked it and it looked fucking hilarious while he was smoking it.
I love smoking the just absolutely ridiculous joke cigars.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be good. Like, out of all of the joke cigars, this one definitely tasted the best, and that's sad.
Okay.
Put it at the bottom.
Next one we have is no joke. HVC hotcake.
This thing's fire.
Fucking awesome.
Dude, okay, you know what's funny about this stick, and we've talked about it many times on the lounge if you watch us that often. The HVC hotcake came out 2 months before we had the question on the lounge, what would be our best cigar as far as wrapper,
our
binder,
ultimate, yeah.
and filler. So it'd be our ultimate blend for a cigar. I listed mine off, and 3 months later, the HVC hotcakes came out, and it's the exact blend. It tastes exactly how I thought it would, and it's fucking amazing.
They're fantastic.
So good.
They're just impossible to find.
Yeah, borderline impossible.
Yeah, it's I had 2 of them.
Yeah, like you'll find
both of them are perfect.
Usually you'll find the brick and mortar will get like 2 boxes. They don't really come in boxes, but they get 2 boxes worth of HVC hotcakes. They'll be there for like a little bit, and then people notice, and then they're just gone, and then they never get them again.
Yeah, but the other thing with the hotcakes is so many people, when you go to like the CIs or something like that, they like to flex their cigars. Yeah. And the hotcakes is not a flexible cigar.
It's not.
It's not. But
if you know what an HVC hotcake
but if I went in
is,
there and somebody was smoking one, I'd be like, that guy knows exactly what he wants.
That's
right there.
He was like, we know that's a good cigar.
Yeah.
So
good shit. $8 too.
Yeah, and they're reasonably priced. Yeah. Even at CI, they're reasonably priced.
And that's with the $1 to $2 markup.
Yeah. Next one, big one, H. Upman Day Trader.
This cigar is special for most of us. Filthy didn't have his first cigar with us, as he is much older than us. But
yeah, I am old.
This is the successor to the H. Upman Banker. And that was me and Micah and Ben's first cigar. So if you're watching there, Wrench, have fun at work. This is the H. Upman Day Trader. Love this cigar. It was so good.
It took everything that was good about the original Banker and cranked it. Mm-hmm. It was just, it was awesome because they didn't have to really change the cigar.
The band was cool.
They just improved it.
Yeah.
That's all they did. They didn't have to change the blend or anything. It was just the Banker, but better.
And we were so worried because we had this all planned out. Because when we first smoked our first cigar, we were in Tennessee.
Yep.
We live in Texas, so it's kind of a vacation cigar for us. We went to Tennessee right before that thing came out, and we got one.
Yep.
And we were able to smoke it in Tennessee. And it was awesome.
It was fantastic.
I'd say number 2 on that list right now.
Really heavy for a first cigar.
Maybe 3. What do we got in the top 5?
At 4 right now. So we have the 151 Hotcake Dark Star Day Trader Red Meat.
That's good. That's good right now. I like that.
That's a heavy cigar for a first cigar.
Yeah.
It kicked our ass.
No, here's the
thing. And I were the only ones that could finish.
There was 6 of us that day that started that first cigar, and only me and Micah stood at the end.
And then we ended up smoking the rest of them when we got back. Yeah. So there's that.
All right, next up, the Fratello Camo. We bought a 5-pack of Fratellos a couple weeks ago. My favorite was the Fratello Texas, which is an older cigar, so it didn't count. But kind of underwhelming. I was not. I was not too thrilled with the Fratello pack.
I tell you, if you can get a Fratello to burn correctly, it tastes amazing. But after the third relight, it kind of tastes like bitter dog shit. And there wasn't a whole lot to.
Were you thinking
bottom of the list?
Bottom of the list, below the JFR.
No, above that. Yeah, nothing's gonna beat that. Actually, I have a couple things on here that might beat that.
Below the Dad Bod?
No, above Dad Bod.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, that's fine. If I have to think on it, it's not much better than the next one.
Just remember, guys, if you're watching this later or watching it right now, go try these and let us know what you think, because it's just our opinions.
Yeah. See if you agree with us.
Yeah, all these are just opinions. That's
just our opinion, man.
That's what I love about cigars, man. Is everybody's gonna have a different.
And we're not just women this. We're kind of taking our scale and putting it in there as well. Yeah. So I would say a lot of these, like the ones that go at the bottom of the list, are hanging around 11, 12, 13 in
Yeah. Out of 20.
Out of 20. 40 now, but 20.
Yeah. Four Kicks 2023.
Ugh. Disappointing.
It was good, but yeah, it was disappointing. It was definitely the worst out of all of the 4 Kicks that I've had in a while.
The money's gone to their heads.
Yeah, money has definitely gone to their heads. It's a little disappointing. Cool box, very cool box design, cool label. But that's about it. That's about all I can say to that. I'm probably
They're the only ones that can make a Mexican wrapper taste bad. I don't know how they did.
I'll put that under the candle.
All right. Next on the list, Esteban Carrera, Devil's Hand.
Great.
That was really good. This is coming off of some famous cigars from them that we like to smoke, like the Brownstone, what was it, Unforgiven?
The Unforgiven.
There's a couple more in there.
Yeah, we had the Chupacabra.
Chupacabra. Yeah.
There was another one that I really liked to smoke. The Covenant. Covenant was phenomenal.
Yeah, just to name some of the bangers.
Brownstone is still one of my favorites, even though it used to be my favorite, but I've gotten a few that have kind of leapfrogged and jumped. But
they changed.
Yeah, they changed a little bit. They were smoking a lot different 2 years ago.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the last one I had, you didn't get knocked over with the hot chocolate flavor and stuff like that. It used to be there.
And that was one of the big drawing factors, was that unique large scale amount of hot chocolate you got from that thing.
Yep.
All right. El Rey del Mundo Templero.
It's just the El Rey del Mundo.
Yeah.
The Templero is the size and style.
I gotcha.
El Rey del Mundo is not really new. They've been out a couple of years as far as for us that we've seen them. Man, they're so middle of the road. I can't even stress anything. Just middle. Mid.
All right.
This is a Micah one.
Cavalier Geneva.
Phenomenal. Another one that has the gold leaf in him. Again, just a little expensive, a little hard to find. Is this the LE one?
No, this is just the Genevieve.
Okay, so this one I remember actually quite vividly. Actually has a lot of dried fruit characteristics to it, along with kind of like a white pepper, and then of course you get that kind of champagne from the gold. So it has some very unique flavor profiles for something that's $18, if memory serves me correctly. It was 18. Very expensive cigar though. So I will put that probably right above the other Cavalier.
The next one.
I love this.
CAO Amazon Basin Extra. Yeah, it is. They come out. They're just limited every year. Is the problem?
This one's got a fun story to it as well. Remember it? The first story is the specs one. We told them last year where you got them and everything. But this one, the extra, was a CI one. Remember they put that box out just for their opening day?
Yeah.
And we were the only ones to find them. He's like, yeah, dude, keep this shit hidden because nobody's seen them yet. And we bought like 10 of those things that day. They're so good.
It was like the box was bought between us four, Ben, as well as us three, and then like 2 other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that box is basically gone. So
and the store clerk.
So if you're out there and you don't know what we're talking about, the Amazon Basin doesn't have a band on it. It is actually leaf that is rolled up and just twined into to where the band would be.
Yeah. So it has a tobacco band.
Very recognizable.
Can smoke.
Yeah, and you can smoke right through it.
Yeah,
you can tell when you get
down.
to it.
Yeah,
you can tell when you get to it because it's very flavorful.
It is. Yeah, sweet kind of.
Yeah, that is a very good cigar.
If you see an Amazon Basin that doesn't have that, you're not smoking an Amazon Basin.
That's right.
There's a lot of fakes out there. So.
All right. Next one is Camacho Unleashed to 3. I believe this is the only Camacho on here.
Yeah, it is. Fucking awesome. It's fucking hilarious because these are the Camacho Factory Unleashed. They're literally just their bullshit
boxes of 100.
Yeah, boxes of 100, or packs of 10, little care packages of 10. These are made by the guys who actually work at Camacho. Like, these are the Camacho guys. If you don't know, and you've been living under a rock in the cigar world, Davidoff purchased Camacho back in, I think it was like 2004, 2006.
Yeah, you're on it. Yeah.
And ever since acquiring Camacho, they've kind of killed the brand pretty bad. Because they kept re-releasing basically the same shit in different styles. So
they had the signatures,
Yeah.
which is the red, yellow, blue,
and then they were
orange.
like, "Oh, we're gonna do a box press," and then we're gonna do a box press BXP, which is just kind of like an inverse of the same thing.
Yep.
And then the distillery was actually still done by the Camacho guys.
So we're rising.
And then they decided, hey, let's come back with the Liberty series. The Liberty series are really cool. A lot of the guys at Camacho are veterans or have family who are veterans, etc. And they made the Liberty series for the 4th of July every year. And they just kept re-releasing it. And I kept getting them. I kept buying them. I've smoked every one from 2002 all the way up until the newest one, and they all taste the fucking same. And that's where you start to lose me. I'm like, well, this is disappointing. That's a $24 cigar that I smoked last year.
Let's not even talk about the Camacho Nicaragua that is not Nicaragua.
They're like, hey, the Camacho Nicaragua has one Nicaragua
Dominican Republican
has one leaf in the binder that is Nicaraguan. It does nothing for it.
Yeah.
Does absolutely nothing for it. But the Factory Unleashed 3 is phenomenal. If you can smoke it, go smoke it. They are like $6 to $8. They are so worth it.
Very good. All right, now we got a few black labels coming up.
Do we want to put Black Label in one chunk?
So you want me to read them off? We got the Salvation, we got the Santa Morta, the Last Rite, and the Lawless, all from Black Label.
Along with the NBK, the Killer Bee, the Tiger Lily, the Tiger Khan,
The Neon Tiger.
the Neon Tiger. There was a couple other ones. They really the Salubra.
Yeah, Celebrity.
yeah.
Twist.
The Lizard King is one of them.
Yeah.
They released like 14 fucking cigars this year. All of them were very good. They were all fantastic. Oh, the Porcelain.
The Porcelain.
The Porcelain was one.
The Porcelain was probably the best out of all of them.
Okay, we got
No.
Porcelain. Yeah,
Porcelain's high up, but
we
it's
moved
not.
too much this year.
Yeah, okay.
Uh,
I just remember smoking the Porcelain. Though.
Yeah. That was in the lounge.
yeah. They are all phenomenal. It's Blackworks. They really don't miss. It's whether or not you want to pay for their cigars. Because most of them sit at the $12 plus mark. Which some people that's a lot, some people it's not.
Now there's all these cigars. None of them make it to the top 25 for me.
The Porcelain definitely does.
Yeah, the Porcelain. Yeah, we'll make an exception.
What
The
about the Neon Tiger? I really like the Neon Tiger.
Neon Tiger was very good.
I'm
and-
not a huge fan of the multiple different types of leaf twists, just because the flavors are all over the place.
Yeah.
There's no way to
Yeah,
keep track.
right.
It's
There's no
the,
transition.
yeah,
It's all
there's nothing.
there.
It's just always new.
The Lizard King was very good. So if I were to have to pick out of this list, I would probably do the Lizard King, the Porcelain, and the Salvation.
Yeah, okay, so that's funny because the Salvation's the only one me and Filthy had other than the Porcelain. And I've had the Lizard King, but it was a while ago, so I don't remember.
Okay, next on the list, we got a couple from AVO.
Avo.
Spring and Fall.
Yeah, and I would say one needs to spring away and one needs to fall away.
Yeah, they were pretty disappointing.
They're bad. They're not great.
Disappointing. All right.
I'm not even going to add them to the list.
You can't. I mean, you got to put them on the list just low. It's almost as bad as the Liberty series. It's the same company, Davidoff. So.
Yeah. All right, next one, Agnorsa Leaf, the Connecticut.
Solid.
Fucking surprisingly good.
Yeah, it's pretty solid.
That was really good. Most of the time when you smoke in Connecticut, at least for us now, you get kind of that burnt taste because you're so used to heavy shit. You're not
Yeah.
used to the actual cigar burn side of it, like the tobacco. And this one didn't have any of it.
No.
I was very impressed.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think there was a few Connecticut's this year that surprised us. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
for such a light cigar, it was still very enjoyable.
I'll put it in the upper echelon. That's actually the first Ignorsa leaf I kind of enjoyed. So.
Okay. EP Carrillo Allegiance.
Oh man, this thing was surprisingly good. This is a TAA, right?
I believe so.
I believe it
yes.
is. Yeah.
Which one was this one you said?
EP Carrillo
yeah.
Allegiance.
Yes.
This is a TAA, so you can only get it in the southern states. And man, this thing, it just keeps going with the cream. It just keeps going through the whole entire thing. When you do get to the end, it gets bitter, but there's no spice. There's nothing. It's just like, it's creamy nut. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally
It's just
creamy nut. Yep. Sounds bad, but it's good.
Okay. Crowned Heads Azul y Oro.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Okay.
Azul Oro. This is AKA the blue.
Yeah.
Da
AKA
Blue.
The
The blue.
Das Blue.
Decent.
Decent.
Yeah, decent.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about
Yeah,
it. It was
that's
decent.
not
Crowned
much
Heads.
to add.
We're spoiled with Crowned Heads.
Yeah.
So
The Series E.
Yeah.
The Mil Diaz.
Yeah, and
Which
then-
next year, new Mil Diaz.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then when we get this one here, it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
hopes were a little high, but yeah, you can't throw out bangers all the time, right?
You gotta miss.
Yes,
You gotta
can.
miss a couple times.
Oh, they had their bangers this year. We're gonna get to them.
Romeo and Juliet Envy.
Absolutely fucking phenomenal cigar. If I could find a whole box of these fucking things, I'd be buying them right now because I cannot get enough of this fucking cigar. They are so unbelievably good.
I love the farminess you got out of it.
It tastes like what I would expect a Cuban,
Cuban
to
tastes
actually taste like.
Yeah.
Without
But it's
it
from
being
Nicaragua.
without it being a Cuban.
Yeah.
It's like
It's awesome.
it is phenomenal. It is my favorite cigar of the year.
Ew. That's bold.
That is my absolute
That is
favorite.
bold.
Wow.
That's not number one for me.
That is my absolute
Wow.
favorite of the year.
Let's
Put
put
it
it
in
at
there.
2.
All right, coming back to Crowned Heads, La Pastière.
La Pastière.
Le
No,
Papier.
we got these in our cigar packs from Cigar Fest 2023 here in Houston.
Yes.
We got 2 of them. They're little short guys. They do sell slightly bigger ones, but they're mostly small. These guys are smooth. Like if you want a smooth cigar, this is where you're at. Very mild but smooth. You get all your good complex flavors. You get about 4 flavors, high leather. I mean, it's decent, man. It's a top tenner. Top tenner.
Okay, moving on. STGD. Is that right?
It's STG Denali.
STG.
Don Lee or some
Don Lee.
shit.
Denali.
The Shady Moose.
Shady
Let's just put
Moose.
it the Shady Moose. It's
It's
part of the
Connecticut.
Moose series.
It's a Connecticut.
If there was a definition
is.
for budget, this is it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you have the Chillin' Moose, the Chillin' Moose 2, and now you got the Shady Moose, which is,
You can buy a
just a
box of all
Connecticut.
of these for $80 a piece.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they're whatever.
I will say the Shady Moose only comes in Gordo Plus.
Gordo, yeah,
Yeah.
they are big
Huge.
cigars. Big cigars. I wouldn't really put it that high. I
Uh-uh.
mean, there's nothing phenomenal about it, like 1 or 2 notes.
Normally you can get the burnt out of the Connecticut halfway. This is the initial light you're getting it.
Yeah.
And yeah, other than that though, you're getting mostly nut and tree.
Okay, so we're getting into the Southern Draw list. We got 4 from Southern Draw here. Rob and Sharon, thanks for stopping by.
Yeah.
The Jacob's Ladder Brimstone, the Morning Glory, Evening Primrose, and
that's it.
Okay. That's it.
So the last 2 that he named there, the Morning Glory and the Evening Primrose, are not released yet, but we did get a early sneak peek at them during the Cigar Fest. Fucking great cigars.
It pays to go to your cigar events and talk to these guys because
Yeah.
90% of the time the owners there, like Southern Draw owners, they were there, and their marketing guys.
Most of the time they're
And-
drinking.
And most of the time they're drinking.
And they let slip some shit.
They let slip
It's
some
pretty
shit.
great.
Yeah, no, you just talk to them. They're really cool people.
I haven't met anybody in the cigar world that's not cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Really. I mean, even the Espinosa guy.
He was a little crazy, but he was
was a
cool.
little crazy, but
He was cool as hell.
Mr. Espinosa is pretty awesome, and they
Yeah.
all know each other too, pretty much. So.
True alpha dog.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
that was a good day though.
So those 2 cigars, the Primrose and the Morning Glory, are fantastic cigars. Now, the Jacob's Ladder, the one that people can actually get their hands on, That one was very unique because I've had the OG Jacob's Ladder.
All
and
of them, actually.
Yeah, and the Brimstone was wild in comparison to them.
I think the roll has a lot to do with that because it is a figurado. You do a nice V cut on that or a reed cut, let the flavors coat the tongue, and you're on for a trip.
Huh.
And it's always good quality. You're never going to get a bad one. And they always last 2 hours.
That's a shout out to Southern Draw too. 'Cause
Yeah, it is.
I don't think I've ever had a Southern Draw fall apart on me.
We went a full, I would say 2 months of just smoking Southern
Yeah,
Draw
we
because
did.
we were just addicted to Southern Draw.
Yeah.
It was like,
For a long
oh,
time. Yeah.
I gotta
it-
give me a Southern Draw.
And it was cool meeting them, hearing the stories of like, the Rosa Sharon and everything like that. So it was really cool to meet them. Obviously you guys have heard throughout the year about the one cigar that you guys cannot get your hands on.
We can't even because we smoked them all.
Yeah, we smoked every single one of them. They were fantastic.
The Lustrum Medio Tempo.
Yeah.
But from 2012.
Yeah, the one that was deemed too expensive for them to make. Fantastic cigar. We got like
We bought 2 boxes of those.
Yeah.
Oh, well, no, 3.
Did we buy 3?
Yeah, because at one point we owned 3/4 of all the boxes left in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we smoked those
there were 4
bitches.
left, and we
You're
bought
like,
3.
fuck that shit. Like, it was one of those things where, like, I'm pretty sure we could have traded one cigar for a box of cigars.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. I'm gonna smoke that.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. Let's see here. Where we at? The LFD Oro.
Oh,
Good.
yeah.
Very
That's
good.
very good.
Very good. LFD struggles to struggle, basically.
Well, we took like a 2-year LFD break.
Yeah, because we smoked every
lot
single
of
one of them,
Yeah,
basically.
we smoked
Every
a
single
lot of them. And I would put this. Well, they've got a whole bunch of new ones. You got the Knox, which isn't new.
No, the Knox isn't new. The Solus is new,
That's
which
what I'm saying.
we will get to that
We'll
later.
get to it. Yeah.
But then there's also the other one in that series, the Love Volcana.
I was saying
or
new for
something like-
us. So like the Knox, the Volcata, and the Oros.
Yeah, the
The
Airbender.
Airbenders, like all
Yeah,
those.
There's
are-
a lot of them.
There's a lot.
And the thing that makes LFD really difficult to judge is a lot of their cigars don't have a single fucking band on them.
Yeah.
And so they're just bandless cigars, and you have to go off of what the cigar shop calls it. Because I'm like,
Unless you get a Solus or a Knox.
yeah,
Those got some fancy ass
yeah.
bands.
But like, it'll be like the LFD number 6, and I'm like,
I
number 6
believe you.
what?
Yeah, I believe you though. It's number
Like,
6.
are you telling me this is actually a factory smoke that I'm just smoking, and you're marking up 4 times the price?
I tell you though, when you light that bitch up, it ain't no factory smoke.
All right, next one, Placencia, Year of the Rabbit.
Woo! Well, since the Year of the Rabbit is my number 1 smoke of the year, guaranteed.
Damn.
That shit is straight fire. I mean, it's every single note that you could ask for. It's got creamy nut. It's very full body. The flavors go on for days. You could pick out 8 flavors if you sat there and smoked that bitch. And it's so good. In fact, the first one I smoked of the year, I spent 3 hours on. So I remember
I
that.
forgot this was on the list. So
I knew you forgot it. I was like, "You're fucking crazy, dude." I don't know.
so
what
I
you're
will
talking about.
put okay, let me put a stipulation then on the RYJ Envy. It is my favorite cigar of the year that is actually affordable to the normal person.
No, I remember that because we smoked it. We sat there, me and Micah, for 3
I've smoked
hours.
3 of these things, and they're fucking
They're
awesome.
amazing. Yeah,
Edible.
the edible. Yeah,
That's also on this list.
yeah, it is.
Fuck.
Okay, the next one is actually my favorite cigar of the year.
This is my number 2 cigar.
It's the Imbagog.
Number 1
Oh.
of affordable.
Oh,
Imbagog is so
oh
good.
god, they're so good.
Yeah.
Dude,
I've
you know,
never had a cigar just make my mouth water while I'm smoking it. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like, but it's perfect.
and
I
they're
mean,
gone.
Yeah,
fucking
they're gone.
Yeah, they don't exist, man.
They're hard to find.
Yeah, I'm
We smoked like 50
I'm gonna
of those.
gaslight filthy. The Umagog actually never existed. It was just a figment of our
Yeah,
imagination.
pretty much. But
I mean, it was funny there because we go to trivia on Thursday nights, and I would say for 5 weeks straight of trivia, we were smoking Umagogs.
All of us, every
All of
single
us,
one of us,
yeah.
and we'd smell like 2 a night.
Yep,
yeah,
that was good shit.
yeah, those are really good.
Funny thing about that though, you finding yourself an Umagog, I will shit you not, it tastes like fish.
It is the weirdest thing ever, but it's
It's weird.
enjoyable.
It's like more like a seaweed.
Yeah, like a
fishy
lake-
sea-
lake
yeah,
taste.
like you're sitting there next to the lake and you
Yeah.
can smell the the fish.
It
shit and
reminds you-
everything sitting on top
Nobody
of the
believed
water.
me
It
until
remi-
they smoked it.
It
Yeah.
reminds you of a fishing trip.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Sitting there fishing off the dock.
Yeah, you're like, wow.
Yeah, and you get that early.
Breathe that in. Hello, ladies.
I'm ready for Umbagog too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Umbagog 2.
We need it now.
Now,
The fish ear.
now.
This
Okay.
has got to be sitting number 4.
Next one, the blackened.
That is exactly where I put it.
Blackened. Okay, this is the
Mid.
Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica.
Metallica one.
More mid than the whiskey.
No, here's the thing though.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The whiskey is actually pretty mid.
Like I said,
I will
more
say-
mid than the whiskey.
I will say the cigar is better than the whiskey.
It's hard because they're both pretty kind of lackluster.
You got to think about what it's going for though, because Metallica is always like, I wouldn't call them harsh, but you know they're rockers.
Yeah, right.
You're gonna have to have something with a bold flavor and spicy, kick you in the nuts. And this cigar hits every single
Yeah.
note of that. Would I smoke it daily? No.
No,
No, your palate would be gone.
Yeah,
It would-
yeah. It's a little bit too much. I will admit. Now, as far as the whiskey goes, would you, if you had to pick a bottle between Proper 12 and Blackened?
Proper 12.
Proper 12.
Proper 12. Okay, that's. I was kind of wanting to see where that
You're also fighting bourbon versus
Irish
whiskey.
Yeah,
If you're going to compare bourbon to bourbon, it's like comparing Four Roses to Blackened, and that's Four Roses. all day.
Four Roses literally 10 times out of 10.
And the only way to get Blackened right now is in Kentucky. So if you need a bottle, get in our Discord. I might be able to hook you up.
yes. So, LFD Oro 50th.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
very good.
That's pretty good.
Hard to find.
Yeah. Unless you have Lone Star.
Yeah. We do have a little bit of an advantage over a lot of people out
Yeah.
there.
Well, we're in a cigar capital.
Yeah, we're in
So-
one of the capitals.
Pennsylvania, Florida, Texas, or Cali, or not really Cali.
Yeah.
They ship them in a lot, and
Yeah,
And they ship them out.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can go to like outside of the big cities, and they're everywhere.
Mm.
But mostly, we're in it. We got it.
Under Crown 10th Dojo.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
So the Undercrown 10th was last year's #1 cigar. It's also the only cigar in our ratings that has ever gotten a 20 out of 20. And Dojo, I mean, it's supposed to be a sponsored cigar. You know, it's not supposed to be different,
No.
but it's different. It doesn't hit as well.
Yeah.
It's different. I've even smoked them labelless.
I mean, the
And you
10th
can
is
pick
still
it out.
smoking pretty decent. They're not as good. But
Not-
they're smoking,
yeah.
They're still smoking decent. but
There's
this
a
one-
back end spice that's coming in.
Yeah.
If you've noticed that, I mean, we smoke a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, there for a little while, I was smoking 2 a week.
I think we literally smoked like 10 bucks of them.
I mean, it's still even still when I go to the store and buy cigars, I grab a couple of 10th and then I find something new because I know I'm going to smoke those every time. And
Oh, it's so enjoyable.
Yeah, they're still very good.
Yeah.
But to be the #1, they're probably not so much anymore.
Yeah. No.
So they've fallen just a little bit.
Yep.
Here we go. LFD Solus.
Great cigar, especially when you pair it with its with its prequel and its sequel. So you have the Nox, the Lennox, which is the first one of the series. You have the Solus, which is the second, and then the third, if memory serves, is called like the La Volcana or something like that. It is a phenomenal cigar, very unique, has a lot of really cool evolutions to it.
I agree. I think it's very good. I've had the Nox and I've had this one. I haven't had the third one yet. And when I smoked the Nox, I thought it hit all the notes that it should. It was deep.
Yep.
It was very good. It had some earthiness in there. The Solus though felt like it was missing something.
So
Like, I wanted to pop. You know, I wanted something
I
to
have
pop.
actually smoked all three of them back to back. So I actually got to basically, it was kind of funny. I was recommended by a guy up at Rocky Patel Burn up in Indianapolis to do so, to get the full story, basically. So you start at night. That's where those harsher, the harsher, darker, deeper tones and flavors are. You get that from the Lennox. And then the Solus is the early morning, and it's when it starts to brighten up. And then you get to the La Volcano, which is when it starts to get dark again. So it's literally a day-night cycle, but in cigars.
Yeah.
It's very good. So if you actually have a chance to smoke all three of them, one after another, it is so worth it. But you can't really fully appreciate the Solus without really doing that, which in my opinion actually kind of detracts from it a little bit, because it is a very good cigar, but like you said, it is missing something if it were just standalone. So I would probably put it like mid-pack.
Okay, next on the list.
This is a double. El Rey del Mundo, that's a double.
Oh, we already said that.
Yeah.
Okay, so next on the list then, Gurkha Pure Evil.
Solid.
Yeah, I would say it's pretty solid. Man, it's a Gurkha. I know anybody that's watching this in the VOD is like, man, fuck these guys. They're talking about Gurkha. I mean, we understand the hate, but it's time to start looking at these again because they're trying.
Yeah.
Oh, there's an airplane behind us, so I don't know if it's coming.
Sounds like
in.
it's crashing.
But Gurkha Pure Evil, it's got a cool label. It smokes good. It's very smoky.
Like you said, we understand the hate, but that also doesn't mean that they make total garbage all the time. Things like the Gurkha Ghost, almost everybody who hates Gurkha unanimously still says that the Ghost is good.
Yeah.
So
if you like the Ghost, you need to try the Pure Evil.
The Pure Evil is very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, we got the SNR 2023
Oh, yeah.
La Culebra.
We can put this on here, but
I'm gonna put that towards the bottom.
yeah, there's nothing you can talk about this. It's a limited edition. I can't remember what's SNR again.
Yeah, you're hitting me with something I forget too.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's the Blackwork Studio one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's a twisty boy. So when we were smoking it, they were about 90 degrees.
Yeah,
Like,
so we were they were 90 degrees. We were also miserable because it was about 104 degrees
it was
out.
hot.
We were getting attacked by flies.
All the limited editions, man, they're kind of like, you know, whatever.
I got a hell of a deal on it. I will say that because I do remember this. It was marked at $30, which, you know, for one of those little twisty boys, not too bad. It rang up at almost $90.
Wow.
And at $90, fuck you.
Yeah.
No.
Absolutely not.
So that's precisely why I'm putting it towards the bottom, because if you're gonna ask $90 for a cigar like that, it better taste good. And it tasted decent, but it not $90 decent. So I'm gonna put it down low because of that.
Okay, I believe we have one more on the list.
Is anybody on Twitch? I had totally forgot that we had it on YouTube. Fuck. Everybody was chatting Twitch.
Oh yeah.
Motherfucker. You got to be shitting me. I'm so sorry, guys. We just came off a break, all right? We just came off a break. Fuck. Hey, Billy Joe. This guy's like wondering if we're in the Shadow Realm. Yeah, we are in the Shadow Realm. You guys don't believe us. Just look behind us. That's why we went to green screen. You know, we love the Shadow Realm.
The Sunday Lounge is at 5 o'clock every Sunday. Got a little green screen action going.
That's funny. I was just like, man, how do we have 6 fucking people in here and no one's chatting?
Yeah, no
That's
kidding.
fucking ridiculous. And yeah, sorry, C Cloud. If C Cloud is he in the Discord? I'm pretty sure
he is in the Discord.
Make sure we hit him up and apologize because that's our bad. But yeah, that's it for cigars.
We have one more, I think.
Did we?
Remember you told me to skip the one?
Oh yes, yes.
Placencia 151 Conseca.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that one.
No, wasn't that one?
No, it was I put a plus by it.
Oh, was it the 14th anniversary?
Nope,
No.
the Liga Pravida Year of the Rabbit.
Oh, that's right.
Yes. Now this one was very
Look at
interesting.
me,
I'm the
you're the
only one
rabbit.
that has smoked this one. Not as good as the Placencias. It was good.
That's why I skipped it. I was like, Mike is gonna have something funny because I knew you forgot about the Placencia.
The Liga Pravida Year of the Rabbit, still very good, very solid. However, it's still suffering from the same stuff that almost every other Liga Pravida that is not the H99 right now is suffering from. And
Speaking
it
of
is,
another cigar we smoked a shit ton this year is the H99.
it is not smoking nearly as good as it should be, and with that I am very disappointed with it. I'm going to put it about mid pack.
All right.
So want to go with your top three?
Well, yeah, we'll go with our top 3 this year.
Yeah.
And then we'll go with our top 5 of this year. Like not this year, but you know, of what we liked this year.
Okay.
So you got the new ones, and then you've got your go-tos.
Okay.
You know, do you keep a top 5 list?
Not really.
I keep a top
but-
5 list all year,
Well,
and it
yeah,
changes.
but it changes. So
Yeah.
much.
So, example, let me get you an example here. I've got my list of top 25 here. Here we go. No, that's
Got free smells.
free smells.
Free
Okay, here we
smells.
go. Yeah, so I have my updated list just to give you a idea of that one.
Okay.
So these are the cigars
on-
top 5 updated list from this year. But let's go top 3 cigars this year. Let's go with number 3 for everybody. We'll work our way down.
Number 3 is going to be the Umbagog.
Really? Okay. I'm gonna have to go RYJNV.
Mine is gonna be the hotcakes.
Ooh,
Very good.
yeah.
Very good.
Number 2.
Mine's going to be the RYJNV.
Mine is gonna be the Umbagog.
Oh, look at that.
My number 2 is gonna be the Dark Star.
Ooh, out of left field.
Yeah.
Smoked it recently. And number 1,
I don't think
Placencia, Year of the Tiger,
no,
or
you're
Rabbit.
right,
My Rabbit.
Mine's gonna be the Umagog.
Umbagog. There you go. Yeah.
Well,
Very
you can
nice.
tell which one, as an average, did the best.
Umbagog.
The Umbagog.
Yeah. Does that give it number 1? No. I'm just kidding.
It
There's
gives
no
it-
number 1
I mean,
this year.
it's
Number
arguable.
one.
It's all arguable. You know, you can argue it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where it's very flavor dependent. You know, it's up to you. Because like when we did our previous top 25s, we would sit for like days smoking cigars and whittle the list down and move cigars around, and it got really strenuous because we had started, especially last year, we smoked like I would say probably a good 80% of the brand new cigars that released last year. And it was hard to whittle down 100 cigars to 25.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's another thing too, is you go and look at, everybody does a top 25, right? And you go to number 1 and you skip like the first 6 because they're just not, either they're hard as fuck to find
Yeah.
or they're not worth your time.
Yeah, or they're
And-
just too expensive.
Yeah.
It's not-
Or
I mean,
you can't, or you literally can't get it because it's a fucking Cuban.
And just so you
Fuck
guys know,
you,
we're not
cigar
bought.
aficionado.
We're not bought by any of these companies, like some of these review places are.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I there might be one Southern Draw in this group 25. 25 group of 20. I don't know how to name that yet. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But none.
I mean, I put everything in this list just in kind of an order.
Yeah.
I mean, like I have it's kind of funny, 1 and 2 on the list particularly goes Year of the Rabbit 151. So Placencia hitting 2
Yeah.
in the top 5. But then the nearest 1, 2, 3, 4. It's pretty far down there.
Yeah.
It's down there.
All right.
Yeah, I think it's
So-
like 18.
Sunday, when Sunday comes around, we're gonna take the top 25 of here, and we're not gonna really discuss them, but we're gonna tell you exactly what's in the group 25 because we talked about close to 70 cigars tonight,
Yeah.
and that's hard to follow, and you don't really know where they are on the list. So Sunday we'll discuss that, and that will be with Ben and the full group here, and we're gonna be playing around with some stuff. So next one on the list here before we call it a night. I know it's not a full hour, but it's cold
It's
It's
a little
pretty
chilly
cold.
here.
and I'm hungry.
Local. And
So-
yeah, I'm hungry.
If you're up north, chilly here is like 50 degrees.
It's a
40,
little colder
probably
than
like
that.
45.
Yeah, I mean, I can actually like see my breath.
Yeah.
So
No, it's only 51.
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
50, 50.
It feels like 50. Yeah,
Yeah.
my hands aren't cold.
But it's probably humid.
Yeah. All right. So next thing on this is your top 5. I say cigars. I kind of mean moments with a cigar. This year, like the Umbagog would make it on somebody's list because of how impactful it was this year. I'm gonna start with my number 5 was the Liga Provida H99. The only reason this is on my list is because we started smoking them kind of when we were about to leave CI from our last house, and I was with Filthy one day and we were looking at cigars and I was like, yeah, we can get one more, and he's like, oh, let's just get a Nica Rustica. Little $5 stick, and I'm like, no, fuck that shit. Let's get the H99s, and the look on his face was fucking great. He was like,
Okay.
oh, okay, all right.
Because most of the time I'm buying, but
Yeah.
he was buying, so I'm like, what?
Oh, what?
I'm actually, funnily enough, that you bring up the Nicarusticas, I'm going to actually go with my number 5 being the Nica Rustica, not the Adobe, just the normal Nica Rusticas, when we found out that it is a fucking smoke grenade.
Yeah,
Like,
I was actually going to bring that same thing up. So we were sitting at a table there, and we all had one. And
it was
just
impossible to see.
Yeah.
It was impossible to breathe. It was impossible to see.
that was a good moment.
We smoked out a cigar lounge.
Yeah, no, because one night we had 6 of them going. We had Josh, we had Ben, you, me, and Micah here, and yeah, they literally, I think they moved the vent because of us.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. I think that's why they opened the garage door
did.
thingies.
Yeah.
I think that is precisely why they did that,
You
because
could barely see the bar.
too
It was
smoky,
smoky.
which is not a bad thing in my opinion.
All right, so that's your number 5s?
Yeah,
Nick
that's
Ruska.
fine. Yeah.
All right, so number 4 for me is the 1926 80th anniversary. I like these ones because me and Micah did really good in Filthy Johnson kind of at the beginning of the year. Right after Christmas, we had made a pretty good chunk of change for Filthy Johnson, and we went out and
That's
got...
a soap company. But
Yeah, that's our soap company. We got 1926s. We smoked them in the lounge, and then we went and made soap. So
They're very tasty. I think I'd like to agree with that one on number 4.
that's cool.
you going the same?
Yeah, I mean, I went through a Rocky Patel phase for the beginning of this year,
I'd go with that.
and I was totally addicted to the LB1s.
yeah.
Oh, they're
Yeah,
great
you
cigars.
were.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was constantly.
LB1
I got us
all the time.
LB1s.
LB1s,
Oh, yeah.
LB1s.
They're
yeah.
great. They're fantastic.
Yeah, I love the LB1s.
Super
Kind
leathery.
of got away from it. I had to because I wanted to expand myself. 'Cause I was like, but I love the Rocky Patel line and the LB1s for me. I mean, even there's white labels and stuff like that. To me, the LB1 does better just because it's a really good cigar for a little bit less.
That's the
than
downside
the
with
white
like when
label.
we go to these cigar events or whatever, we get on this like 2-month kick of just smoking cigars from that manufacturer.
Yep.
And when we did that with Rocky Patel, it was really funny because we did it for like 5 months and it was just Rocky
Yeah,
Patels.
just Rocky. I mean, they were coming out with a lot of shit.
Yeah, they came out. Yeah, that was
Number 6.
Yeah, number 6, the
Disciple,
60, the 60.
60.
Yeah, I mean we had
It
the
was
sun grown, like they had a
sun-grown.
ton,
Yeah.
and so we were kind of spoiled for choice, so it didn't really matter. But
So my number 3 is, funny enough, the Underground 10th anniversary, mostly because you literally, I mean, we don't have any right now, but any given week there's an Underground 10th running through this house somewhere.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you smoked one right now.
well, no, this is just a regular Underground. But
Oh,
yeah.
well,
okay.
still,
Yeah.
yeah.
If I could have gotten an
Maduro.
Underground 10th, I would have.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm. Yeah.
What about you guys?
So
Number
what?
3.
One of the other ones that we got addicted to for a little bit, at least I did, was the Southern Draw, and we got a lot of Southern Draw stuff at the last thing. And I was smoking. Sugar Tits got a box of Rosa Sharons, and
Yep.
I was smoking a lot of Rosa Sharons at
Yeah.
at that time.
I'm gonna go with the one time Filthy took a VSG out of Ayrton's box and accidentally smoked it. The one of 2. You remember that?
Yeah,
Because you had
yeah,
2, and he's
I
like,
did.
and then he's like, "Don't touch that other one." And then he came over a different time, and he's like, "Yes, what cigar can I have?" He's like, "Anything but the VSG." And he comes around the corner doing the little VSG thing. I
I'm
was
gonna
like,
smoke it.
I'm gonna smoke it. Go with that.
Absolutely not.
To me, cigars are meant to be smoked.
Well, yeah.
And if you're aging a cigar, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Just smoke the damn thing.
It was more of a test for myself.
To see if
Test of
aging-
will.
Yeah. Oh, test of will.
Yeah.
Well,
we get it. We never smoke cigars for celebratorial things, you know.
yeah.
And I was like, yeah, when we do something cool, I'm gonna smoke this Ashton VSG.
But the biggest thing for me is this the aging thing. You know, people live by the aging thing; they swear by it, and I don't think it does anything.
There's only
to
been a
cigar.
couple cigars where I would.
If anything, it
agree.
makes it weaker.
There's only really the Boondocks is the only cigar that I would agree that the aging actually affects that cigar whatsoever. Everything else usually makes it taste like shit.
Yeah.
So
Just smoke a fresh cigar, man. That's what it's
how
meant to be smoked.
yeah, that's literally how it's meant to be. Because you have to also remember a lot of cigars are pre-aged.
yeah.
And they're testing them to how they would test them at the factory.
Yeah.
So they're gonna roll them and smoke them. They're not gonna roll them and keep them in the humidor
Yeah.
for a month.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, it's or even a year or plus.
Yeah, like they
But,
they
yeah.
already aged that tobacco. Some of them up to 10 years, and it's like,
Yeah.
why do you need to age it 2 to 10 more years?
Yeah.
Like,
Right. Yeah. And then brag about it.
All right, my number 2 is the Umbagog. I mean, it has to make the list. It's just such a funny cigar because I smoked so many of them, and I specifically remember the day I finally got Josh and Ben and Sugar Tits to smoke an Umbagog because I was like, you guys need to smoke these before they disappear.
And I remember
They disappeared.
I bought the last 10-pack at Casa.
Yeah, I remember that.
right in front of him, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I had like 5 of them.
No, you only had 2 of
You
them.
might as well
because
be
I smoked the
dangling
rest of them.
crack in front of us. Like, "Hey, look what I got." Yeah.
No,
Look
it's
what I
not,
got.
but it was funny though because I remember it all because they didn't believe me. We all lit up. They're like, "No, I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it." I'm
Just
like,
wait.
"Fucking use your palate. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta actually use it." And then all of a sudden, it was just boom, boom, boom. It all triggered for him, and I was like, "This is so
I
satisfying."
think my second one was the day you introduced me to the hotcakes.
Yep.
Because you were like, let's get these hotcakes, and I'm just like, there's so many better cigars here at the at CI, and he's like, no, let's just get it. This is
No.
exactly what I want in a cigar. So we smoked. I was like, fuck,
Yeah,
this is fucking
it's
awesome.
so good.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to go first for my number 1 of the year, and it doesn't actually have to necessarily pertain to a cigar, but it is cigar paraphernalia. It is when we bought the orange flat flame Saint DuPonts.
Hell yeah.
Those things were fucking sweet.
You have yours
Where-
out here?
I do not have mine out
Me.
here. We had to get these ordered in from CI. It was, and I think it still is, technically labeled as European only.
It is European.
So there is
yeah.
very, very few of the orange flat flame lighters out in the United States.
Our
So
camera's good tonight, so you
yeah.
can actually see it.
and when we were sitting there with Mr. Espinoza,
oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's
So-
like, you guys
so-
have a lighter? Because
Yeah, somebody was trying to hand him some bullshit lighter. I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah.
And we let him light his cigar with that
Yeah,
one.
and you see the look on his face, like, oh shit,
Yeah.
you guys got this shit.
Like, we know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And that's when I hit him with the question, so any more alpha dogs? Question mark?
He said he couldn't tell us.
I think
Like,
my one of my number one moments was when somebody in the lounge sent us the street tacos.
Yes, that was Ron
Stop.
Stop.
Yeah, Ron
Yes,
Stop. Ron
Ron
Stop
Stop.
sent us thanks again, Ron Stop. She sent us street tacos,
Those things
and
are good.
they were really good. And
Really
I was surprised at how much they tasted like taco meat. It's
Exactly.
like-
That's what,
it's
and
like,
that's what I
the
was talking
fuck?
about was
How do they do
cigars recently. A lot more of them have been coming out that taste like meat. And it is a welcome flavor profile to me. I actually quite
Yeah,
enjoy
I mean,
it.
it's not overpowering. You have to still use your palate, but still,
It's there.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck am I smoking? It was a very good cigar, but they're hard to find.
Very.
Very hard to find.
Very. And my number 1 is the Ashen VSG Sorcerer.
Yep.
It's my go-to stick for any celebration that we do, or I'm just feeling fine and rare.
Yeah, usually on Fridays.
No, I mean, yeah, we already told the story with Filthy smoking one of mine. I bought 2 of them. I held on to one. I fucking aged that shit for about 5 months, and right before we moved, actually right when we came into this new house, I smoked it, and it was worth it. We busted ass that week, so I figured it was time for the good shit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Sunday we'll get Ben's top 5 moments as well. They're probably pretty similar because he does everything with us, but I'm sure he's got his own. And that's it for today's midweek stream. So sorry to everybody on Twitch where we straight up fucking ignored the chat.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
We
It won't-
started,
It
yeah.
won't happen again. Sorry, guys.
It won't. Yeah, we have no
Sorry.
helmswoman. It's
Yeah.
just us 3.
Yeah,
Ben's not even home. He got off work like 10 minutes ago. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
all right, gentlemen.
So Sunday at 5.
Sunday at
Next
5.
Wednesday
The
at
break's
6. We're gonna do 6.
Yeah, 6 or
Next
no
one,
5
Oh,
We'll do it at 5.
5:30.
Yeah,
I get
5.
off at 5.
on Sunday.
No, Sunday at 5. Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday's at
Yeah.
6. Yeah, you didn't say Wednesday.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I did.
Um,
Wednesday at 6.
Yeah.
So this will be a little awkward. So we get to do our little,
Yeah, we're gonna do our thing,
and then I gotta go.
And bam.
yeah.
Boom. Thanks, guys.